Welcome to Pull a Pin Ready War Room Edition. As usual, I'm Jim, and with me again, as always, Nate.
Hey, hey, how you been?
Oh, I've been doing good, Nate. I'm just going to pray today for good internet and power because we had a storm here the other day, and I mean we were without power for a couple hours, which I know isn't big, but
Oh man,
if it would have happened while we were recording, then
first world,
it's
first world problems.
right. You know what I mean? Like, well, how would we game? How would we get on the internet and chat
What,
and
what if my cell phone battery was low? Goodness gracious!
you could charge it.
Now if you have power?
But yeah, we got the solar things, like this little
No, I
solar
don't.
battery back. Oh,
No.
I got one of those. Yeah, I got one. No, it's funny because they advertise those like there's some lifesaver things, but I think they like take 2 days to charge, and then you can charge your battery, your phone with that 2 days of charging or
Oh,
something. So it's not like you put it out there and oh look, it's charging my battery, like it's taking the sun in and just boop boop. Boop. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. So anyway, speaking of charge, no, I guess
let's
there is no charge.
yeah, let's charge right into the first headline.
There you go. Excellent. Excellent. Well, just so we know, these are headlines we pulled off the thing, mainstream media, and we're going to introduce them and talk about them like veterans' perspectives, just like you guys do, without even reading the articles. So, Supreme Court hands down major victory on school choice in 6-3 ruling.
Guess that means they're allowing you to choice into what school you want to, and not make you go to your school that's in your district.
Yeah, this is, I mean, like, this is something I'm going to admit, I'm kind of ignorant with this. And I say ignorant by it seems like it's common sense, but then I also understand a perspective of a community that's paying high taxes, that pay high taxes for good schools, and then you just allow people from all over to come to their schools. So I kind of understand. I just don't know what the real arguments are of this. I do understand that, if we're paying taxes, that money should follow our kids wherever they go. I just don't know how I feel about this because I understand you shouldn't be stuck in a poor school, a poorly run school. So that's one way people can almost like vote. If your school, local school sucks, then take your money somewhere else. But I also understand that communities put in their own assets and their own finances to make these schools what they are. So I don't know. What do you think of that?
I think if you're choosing your kid, you're choosing them for a reason. You're not choosing a bad kid to a good school. I think you're choosing a good kid in a bad school to a good school because you want your kid to do better. So Delaware is huge on school choice. I can school choice anywhere in Delaware I want to, as long as there's room. I can choice my kid in at the elementary school my kid goes to now. Everybody tries to choice in the elementary schools because supposedly it's the best down here in the county.
Yeah,
And I mean, I want parents to have choices. I've never seen so many private and charter schools in a state. Delaware's the second smallest state, and they have a charter school or a private school in every corner down here. Well, I shouldn't say down here. In northern Delaware, they do. That's just how bad the schools are up there, are known to be. So I don't, and it does. So supposedly, the money that was supposed to go to my kid's school followed him to the charter school we got him into up north. So we only did it for 1 year. Then we moved down here, and the public schools are fine down here, so we didn't choice him anywhere. But
yeah.
I could see
I,
parents. I could see parents, and but then again, I didn't think about your part saying other people are paying higher taxes in this area. They don't want other people from other areas invading their schools. But I think they're the ones that are choicing and they're doing for the best. They're not choicing in bad kids. And
yeah,
the
I
schools
don't.
have the choice to accept them or not too. So,
Yeah,
well,
like I
from
say,
what I know, I don't know about all over the country, but
I don't have a problem with school choice per se because I think that bad schools need to go away. So if everybody choices out of a bad school, they're either going to have to fix it or just do something. So I kind of
true.
understand that, but also thinking too, what about the higher levels of things like what if you got kids choicing into good programs for sports? Now all of a sudden you got one team that dominates the entire region because all the good kids want to go to that school to play those sports. You know what I mean? Like that's going to kind of imbalance a lot of things, and then they're not going to get revenue from that. And I mean, I think it affects a whole lot more than just picking which school your kid should go to. So I just
Yeah.
don't know enough about it. As for right now, I agree with the six. I guess I'm kind of curious on what the other three think. Like,
Yeah, I didn't think about the sport, but I was just thinking education wise. So yeah, maybe these other people are choicing their kids into better schools for sports and not only for education. So yeah, you're right.
yeah, I mean, there's just so much to it that like I don't have enough information to have a real opinion. I mean, as just a veteran, and I mean, you think about this like what if your soldiers got a chance to pick whatever unit they were in or whatever squad they wanted to be in,
That would be awesome. I can
right?
choice. I would
But
have
you know, for
choiced the Fort Hood or Fort Drum ever.
yes, right. But then that would be the thing. Everybody be stationed in Hawaii. We'd have nobody at Fort Hood. Like, you know what I mean? At some point, there has to be. I'm sure there's more affected. Like, so I'll go with the school choice. See how when maybe we can have different resolutions for all those problems. You know what I mean? So I'm for school choice, but I'm also for let's see what the ramifications are for that. You know what I mean? Like example, just for a resolution. Like I guess what I'm saying is, if you're bringing a kid into a higher tax bracket school, then maybe you should have to pay in excess. You know what I mean? Not just your portion that the government's paying, pay excess if people in that community are paying more for the school or so forth or whatever. I think
Well,
charter
here
schools work that way, right?
and here,
You pay for.
no, not in Delaware.
Oh, I
No,
think they
it
did in
was free.
Colorado.
It was. I mean, it was a public school. Anybody could apply to go there. So what they did is first it was founded the people that founded the school. Their kids get
Hmm.
first choice to get in, and then it was teachers' kids, and then then it was siblings, and then it was a 5 mile radius. So they had their thing set up. But my thing is, why is the Supreme Court involved in this? Why isn't it a state thing if they wanted to be able to choice or not choice in their own state? Why is the Supreme Court got to get involved in? This seems like a state issue to me, but
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I mean, I think at some point every state's going to have a lot of controversy on all different topics because now it seems like we don't know where the power lies anywhere. So I'm going to just go ahead and say like this. I think this is a victory, like it says, because I do believe in the whole school choices is good. But I also want to hold back some reservation and see what effects have, and what we're gonna have to do about those if there are
yeah,
any others.
I don't know. Some people think this is an unpopular thing, but you know what else is unpopular?
Oh, definitely the most unpopular second-year president in history is Mr. Biden himself, Mr. Joe Biden.
The guy who can't ride a bicycle.
You know,
Did you had to see that
this
video, right?
I saw the video. I mean, it's like I mean the guy's what? He was almost 80 years old or something. Like,
Isn't he
why
over
is he
80?
riding a bike? Yeah, I
Isn't
don't
he
know what
over?
he is.
He's getting exercise, Jim. He's getting exercise.
Yeah, but I mean, stationary bikes at the gym don't fall down. You know what I mean? Like, guess he was trying to prove so. I don't know. I just, you're the president. I get it. Maybe go ride a Harley and see how that works. Could you
Well,
imagine the Secret Service following you?
he was riding down here at the beach in
Yeah.
Delaware.
For what?
Exercise, Jim. Exercise. Because he
To
lives
show
here. He
to
wants to
show
ride his
he's one of
bike
the
in his
people.
neighborhood. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
So nobody could afford gas. So he wanted to show you that it's cheaper to ride bikes, right?
So who was the most unpopular second year president in U.S.
Well,
history?
he is now. He's officially the most
Oh,
unpopular
I'm sorry.
second-year
Who
president.
was?
Who was it? I
Yeah.
don't even know. I don't know the
I
original
think
one.
I think it was Obama or the second Bush. 'Cause I actually just kind of read this headline, or not read an approval rating headline. No, I'm sorry, article. I actually read an article.
You read an article?
I read an article, and it was Obama was very unpopular too, but and still Bush, second Bush was in there with him, but I forgot which one was which. But yeah, it's kind of ironic Biden and Obama are in the same category, huh?
Yeah, but even at that, I mean, well, even Bush. Bush is part of the establishment. They're all in there.
Oh yeah.
They're all part of the establishment. I mean, if even if you think back to this, the whole 9/11 thing that started all the spying on American citizens, that was all part of this. I mean, that's really what started it to me. I mean, well, I can't say that. It probably started way before that, but yeah, I don't know. This doesn't surprise me, but then
No,
again,
I want to see what midterms do because this. I mean, he's the president and he got his responsibility, and I mean, I don't know if.
going into my rant again.
Okay, so we can go to the next headline if you want to. I don't want to
Yeah,
get you too fired up.
well, you know what I mean. It's just like still at the end of the day, here it is. We're still talking about like stupid stuff, and yet gas and inflation and it's eating us alive. And there's still not accepting any responsibility. I mean,
How is he
Putin did it.
deciding if he doesn't want to do a national gas tax? Shouldn't that be okay? It's gone. It's done for now. You're still trying to make a decision. I mean, come on. Now.
Well,
Supposed to make it by Friday. We'll see.
well, did
That'll
you
tell you
know
what he
that?
that'll tell you what he really thinks about the American people.
Well, you know what we did? He went to beg for gas in Saudi Arabia and all that stuff. You remember that? And now he's not even meeting with the petroleum CEOs and all that. He's not. He's sending his staff to meet with them. Like
Because
he's not meeting with them.
he can't ride a bicycle. Why should he meet with people?
Well, I mean, I imagine what's going to happen in there because they're going to call him on his crap.
Oh
He's
yeah.
blaming them for being greedy, and then he's got a chance to sit right in front of him and say, "Hey, you know what I mean?" So he'll have to field questions, but at least the staff can deflect or punt. You know, like the news.
Sure. Yeah.
What's your name, John?
So
I want
circle,
I want Circle Back Karen back or Circle Back Karen.
around.
What's her name?
Was
I
her
want
name
her
Jen?
back.
Jen. Was her name
Yeah,
Jen?
Saki. Yeah,
Jen
I want
Psaki.
her back because she is at least entertaining. This lady
Oh,
has no clue what the hell she's doing.
I
I
don't
feel
even watch
sorry for
press
this
conferences.
woman.
I don't even
John
watch press
Pierre, what's her
conferences.
name?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch press conferences.
Yeah.
They're all full of shit, no matter what side they're on.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at least
They're-
it's a job, right? It's a job. If you're chosen to do a job,
okay.
if you're paid to do a job, my barista at Starbucks should at least know how to make my drink. You know what I mean? You don't hire somebody and say, "Oh, I don't know how to make a drink." You know, can you do you want iced tea instead? Like you don't do that.
Well,
That's what this.
your first problem is you go to Starbucks. Maybe you should
Yeah, I'm trying to cut back, dude.
change.
It's like it's liberal crack, man. You know what I mean? It's like holy cow. Anyways, it's getting expensive anyway, and I had,
But
you know,
if you want to really go off in there, just when they ask for your name, just put Trump. Just say Trump, man. Make him be
oh,
all
I do all
Trump.
kinds. Yeah,
Do
I
you?
do all kinds of stuff, but I haven't tried Trump in a while, but I do all kinds of stuff. I never give my real name. I'll
The
do like Sir
Don,
Charles or Windsor the Third or something.
Orange Man.
Yeah, I'll do a lot. All right. Well, anyways, we're going on Trump now, so let's go on to the next one and go.
It's there. Texas police
Um,
say Uvalde shooting could have been stopped in 3 minutes.
okay, looks like my internet stinks because I lost you for a second there. So, thanks for reading that out. This is really getting way crazy right now. This Uvalde shooting. Have you seen any
It.
of the updates?
I just saw. I haven't been following it that much, but the last thing I did see is that they were in there within like, well, I saw 15 minutes, but they were in the hallway for like an hour just waiting to come up with a plan.
Yeah, but I understand too from the footage that was released or maybe leaked. I don't know because apparently there's the town just hired a lawyer or something trying to keep that footage from getting put out there. But apparently they had shields and breaching equipment already there. And what the rumor, obviously I'm not starting anything, is the door wasn't even locked.
So yeah, they definitely got a whole. That police department has a whole. Now, what Texas police said it? Texas State Police, Texas Rangers.
I think there was a state. I think it was a state or sheriff or somebody came into the scene while those guys were there and said, "Are there children in there?" There's a whole audio of this that was released. I think it was released, but there's like he's like, "Are there children in there?" And they're like, "We don't know." Well, there could be children in there. We need to get in there. He was saying, and then he's like, and then they're like, "Oh, we're waiting for orders," or something like that. I mean, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember
Sure.
exactly. But he's like, they're waiting for orders. And he's like, well, then I'm going to get these other kids out. So it's crazy. Just, I mean, the things that are coming out of this, like, I want to give the cops the benefit of the doubt.
I do too, but sometimes you don't wait for orders. Sometimes you just do it, and if there's
Well, not
ramifications later,
sometimes,
you
dude.
accept it.
That's the new era. I mean, you got to
Oh
get
yeah.
in there fast.
Well,
If
no,
you're the
because then
first cop on the scene, you got to get in there.
cops are damned if you do, damned if you don't anymore right now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's
Why are
that's
they
when you get
rushing
to
there so fast? They
yeah.
could have
Well,
saved more lives if they didn't go in there guns ablaze and blah blah blah. And
but I'd rather still. I mean, I'd rather take the chance going in there fast, and you know what I mean, than this.
yeah,
This is a mess. It looks bad, even if they had good intentions. It just looks terrible. So,
yeah. I mean,
anyways,
I believe it could have been stopped a lot faster than it did. So
well, that's what I said. If we get all the information, a lot of people jump into conclusions, which is what we do
yeah,
anyway. We jump to conclusions anyway. And I did watch Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum. he did a breakdown of all the detailed information, and I kind of understood what he was saying as far as tactics. But now I'm hearing and seeing new stuff. I think he would even change his mind if he saw this stuff. You know what I mean? Like he had me convinced that the police officers weren't all that wrong. Not completely. It more the overhead was telling them to stand down than the police were.
I mean, I can kind of believe that too.
Yeah, I mean, but you're not on the scene, you're not there. It's still your responsibility if you're there, to relay it back to them. So I
Right?
can't
Yeah.
just say it's just the fault of the overhead. You're right there. Go to the door. The door's locked. Okay. You know what I mean? Get us a hooligan, get us a breach
Well,
tool.
the person to blame has to be the chief of police there. I mean, those are your officers. For some reason, they didn't do what they're supposed to do. So why?
Sure. 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 And you're not communicating to them, so get in there. Get in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean at the end of the day, this is going to be either a huge cover up or a huge lesson learned. And let they get to choose what we're going to do with this. They can either cover it up, and just like a lot of that stuff up in Connecticut, whatever that other school shooting was,
Oh,
they
Sandy
can,
Hook.
yeah, Sandy Hook, they can turn it into a big political thing, or they can use it as a learning tool so that we can move forward and make save more lives in the future.
Yeah.
So anyways, speaking of the future, let's go to the last one here. Biden demands money to fend off second pandemic.
I thought we were really, I thought we were already on the fourth or fifth wave of this pandemic. We're already on the second. Second one's only coming up.
I mean, let's be real, man. What does this say to you, dude? What does this say to you? They've already tried the monkeypox thing. It didn't work. You know what I mean? You still got, I still see morons running around with cloth masks. I still see it. Yes, I
I
called you a
Yeah.
moron. I'm sorry that you're afraid and scared, but you're a moron because they don't work. Even the CDC is telling you they don't work. So
I know
what
where
is
he can
this
get
really
like
about?
I know where he can get like $60 million from.
What is that?
Ukraine that he sent right there.
Oh,
Is
it
that
was
60?
40,
Oh,
40
40 billion.
billion, wasn't
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Even better.
it?
Even
You're
better.
like, you're right.
I was
You know
trying
what
to
I
give him the
mean?
benefit of the doubt.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So he's blaming Russia for inflation, right? As we're printing all this money, this Build Back Better, the infrastructure, the all this stuff, COVID money, he wants more money. Like, how does he blame Russia for this and then constantly ask for more money? We're putting so much money into the system, and it's coming from where? Where's it coming from? The
Printing
best
factory.
economy ever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You heard when he said that, right? How are people still believing this dude? Well, I guess they're not because he's
And they're
like,
not. We saw our what was that second headline of stuff today.
yeah.
The people aren't really believing it.
But I mean, just why are people not livid right now? Like,
But
you know
that
what I
there
mean?
are like who are what I think he's like at a 20-something% approval rating. Who are the 20% approve of what he's doing?
The Democrats in Congress, right?
The ones in office.
Or the billionaires that are running the country, right?
Something. Yeah. That just means
It
20% of people are. It, I don't care if you're left or right. If any president's doing that, you should not approve of what they're doing. Not the way the economy is, not the way the housing market is, not the way the baby formula is, not the way anything is.
no, and at the end of the day, if I hear somebody talking about, something stupid like that we don't even care about, like what are you doing? Like, why are you so worried about uh, infrastructure even right now when we got a border that's going crazy, we got inflation out of control, we got and that stupid lady, I don't know who her name is, what her name is, that chuckled when asked if we can start producing more oil in this country. She laughed. She laughed like that's the stupidest idea in the world. Like, are you serious?
It is
Like,
to them.
yeah, but I don't know who are these people. Where are they making their money?
Off of us, the regular American people.
I mean, we all gonna have electric cars like one day? Like everybody's just gonna get given one or what?
Then we can shut the whole
Uh,
power grid down and not even charge our cars.
right, right, and they'll do it anyway. I mean, it's not in the headlines, but you see China using those what were they? Those COVID tracking apps.
No.
Yeah, you know how they're supposed to track you with what do they call that? Contact tracing, whatever.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
only
yeah.
going to do this temporarily. We're only going to do this, this, this. Well, apparently China just used it and shut down, turned people's health things red so they couldn't travel to a protest. They found out these people were going to a protest and they turned their health things red so that they wouldn't let them on the planes. You don't think that can happen here? You don't think it's going to happen here? Look what happened in Canada. They closed the accounts of those truckers.
Yep.
You don't think that can happen here?
They banned cast cans inside the city.
Right. So the only thing we got is the Second Amendment, and guess what? We're gonna fight for that one like hell because you ain't doing all that crap to us. Anyways, I'm done with this one. You got anything you want to add?
Well, we can fight to the end of this episode. We'll be all good.
Yeah, we just fought to the end of this episode because it is over, and I thank you, Nate, for showing up as usual. Thank you guys out there for watching. Hope you get involved. You got an opinion, share it. You may not like ours. That's even more the better. Just come and tell us your opinion. Or if you got something really cool to add to it, just throw a comment below. So until then, no, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinion. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.